Welcome everyone to Biology 120 here at SNHU. I will be your instructor. My name is Dr. Janie Sigmund. You'll notice when you see my name written anywhere, it's Melody Sigmund. That is my first name, but I don't go by it. So, Dr. Janie Sigmund, and that is my professional name also. If you do Google search on my name, you will find things that I've written, research that I've done, that sort of thing. So, anyway, there's my email address, m.sigmund@snhu.edu. That's how you get in touch with me in this course, and I answer right away if I possibly can. So let's talk a little bit about the course. You are going to learn all about biology, and biology is the study of life, study of living things, which are called organisms. But we have to start down on a smaller level, so atoms, molecules, macromolecules. You'll learn about the macromolecules, carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, nucleic acids. And you may be thinking, well, why do I need to learn some chemistry in order to do a biology course? Because all of biology is based on molecules. And so you have to understand the ones that make up organisms. And those are called organic molecules. So you learn about molecules, and then we work our way up to cells, which of course I love. See the little microscope back there. We learn all about cells, different types of cells like bacterial cells and our types of cells. We'll also touch on viruses, and viruses are not cells and they aren't living. And I hope that you learn something about viruses this term so that you're more educated when you talk about SARS-CoV-2 and COVID. I will be mentioning those during the term. Then we move on to organisms and species and populations and communities, ecosystems. A lot of you will be in environmental science, I realize, and so all of this applies to you, all of it. And then finally, biomes and the biosphere. And what is the biosphere? The biosphere is any part of the earth, including the atmosphere, where you find anything living. So it's way up into the atmosphere, all the way onto the ground, onto the land, in water, all the way to the depths of the ocean. Wherever we find life, that's the biosphere. So we're going to study all of that in this 8-week term. You'll also have a final project where you will choose a topic, something that interests you having to do with biology. Anything from water pollution to global warming to microplastics found in water to endangered species to, there's so many topics, and you get your choice. So you really need to pick something that you're interested in. And if you've done this before at SNHU, you've picked a topic and done a final project, please pick something different so that you have something different to look at and explore and get into a subject that really interests you. So that will be your final project. So we've got a lot going on this term. I don't know if all of you are taking the biology lab course also. I'll mention that as we go along because I have taught it. And so I know some of the tough weeks that you have, especially week 6. Woo! Yeah, week 6 is a monster, especially because of the lab that you have to do that week. So I'll be mentioning that as we go along. So I'm looking forward to a really great term. I want to tell you a little bit about me so that you get a sense of who I am and why I'm doing this. I have loved biology since the time that I was little. My family was always into plants and animals. How many animals did we rescue? How many caterpillars did I look at? I have always been fascinated by biology. And I graduated high school and went to college. And when I started college, I said, I love biology. I'm going to major in it. But I have no earthly idea how I'm going to make a living at it. I said, but this is what I love to do, so I'm going to major in it. And that has served me well my whole life. Yes, I figured out how to make a living at doing biology. When I first got out of college, I started work in the public health field, and I did vector control. Okay, vectors are animals that transmit diseases to people, like rats and mice and fleas and ticks and flies and, oh, there's so many, lice, etc. I did vector control, and I did that for about 11 years. During that time, we had moved out to Houston, Texas, and I lived there for 5 years and did mosquito control when I was out there. Then we moved back to South Carolina, and that's where I'm from, and that's where I live again. And I decided to go to graduate school. So I'd been out of school for 11 years. I was terrified to go back to school, but I did it. I was terrified because I figured, I've been out of school for 11 years. I don't remember how to take notes. I don't remember how to take tests. I don't know if I can do this, but I did it. I just kept persevering and took one step at a time and got through graduate school. I earned my PhD in microbiology from Clemson in 1998 after I had been working for that while. So while I was at Clemson, I was also a teaching assistant in the biology program. And that's where I really learned how to become a teacher of biology. I did love it. I loved my time there. I loved graduate school. I mean, can you imagine? It's a subject that you're really interested in, and you're put together with everybody else who's really interested in that, and you learn all kinds of new stuff. It was just, I don't know, some of the best times of my life because I was learning so much, and I just loved every minute of it. So I graduated with my PhD, and I went to work at a college in North Carolina for 3 years, a 4-year college. Not the best experience of my life. It was like throwing me to the wolves, that college was. And then we moved back into South Carolina. I was in North Carolina at that time. And I worked for a technical college in South Carolina for, right at 17 years. Teaching biology, microbiology, forensic science. I developed a forensic science course. I taught biotechnology, which I developed also at York Tech. And so I worked there for 17 years, but I've been teaching for a really long time. And I love it. I love biology, every aspect of it, particularly introbiology. I love, absolutely. Genetics, I love. Microbiology, I love. Animal behavior, I love. Ecology, I love. Environmental science, I love. I did environmental science for 11 years. So I love so many parts of it. And you will see that going through the term. I'll say, oh, this week is my favorite. And the next week I'll say, oh, this week is my favorite. So you will see that. Personally, I have been married for a long time. I have a son, daughter-in-law, and a granddaughter, and I help babysit my granddaughter a couple of days a week. But my main job is teaching this one course. I choose to teach one course a term, and this one is it for this term. So my focus is on you, and I'm here to help you learn. If you need anything, if you have a crisis, whatever it is, if you don't understand an assignment, whatever, please email me, m.sigmund@snhu.edu. I am here for you. So with that being said, I forgot to mention, I have a hobby. It's digital photography, as you can kind of see right here. These are some of my pictures. There's one back behind us right there on my wall, and I will change those out weekly because I have a lot of them. It's all nature photography. The only people photography that I do is my granddaughter. And I do have a lot of pictures of her. But besides that, I do nature photography. I'm a biologist. What can I say? So I'll be sharing some of these with you as we go along through the course. And with that being said, I hope that you have a wonderful term. And if you need anything, let me know. Just email me.